Hello. Welcome to another video, the first video of 2023. Thank you all for your support, your subscription. Yeah, today we are going, this year we are flying higher, okay? Welcome to the seventh edition of See Even More Pointer Array and Strings, okay? We are going to dive in. I will explain the quiz, then we see how it goes from here. Okay, so number one question says, what is the size of this pointer P in this code? Okay, the size of that pointer, the size of the pointer in this code is the size of a pointer, which depends on the architecture of the machine running the code. Okay, if your machine is 32 bits, your answer will be lesser than will be four bytes, right? Then if your machine is 64 bits, your answer will be 8 bytes, right? So it depends on it. So for that particular p is a double integer, it's a double pointer, which point to an integer, which means that the pointer is pointed to another pointer that points to an integer. You understand? So that means our answer here, it depends on your device. So if you're using 32 bits, your answer will be this. If you're using 64 bits in your machine, it will be this. So me, my machine is 64 bits, so my answer is 8 bytes. Okay. Now this other question says, the question says, what in the question says, in the following code, what is the value of this array? Okay, so this array, what is the value of this array, right? Uh, um, this one. So now you can see that the integer this here, this array 5. In an array, the element of array start from what? 0 to 5, 0 to 4. Like this is 5 now. The element will start from 0, the element will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you count 10 now, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So then this other side, this other place will be what? Will be, sorry, let me make my screen bigger so that you can see it. So this other place, you will see that is going to be, this other side is going to be just 0 and 1. These two is what? 0, 1. Okay. So that being said, so they've already given us this here to work on. So the above array is what? It's two-dimensional array, okay? And the I is the row and J is the column. And the element of the A is laid out in row major order, which means that the elements of each row are stored in a contiguous memory location, which means this means they are continued, they are interconnected, okay, they are continued. Okay, therefore, the first element of each row is stored at a lower memory address than the last element of the same row, which means that this equation that they give us here, if you want to break it down further, you know that in the code provided above, they give us 5 rows and 2 columns. And since they are two-dimensional arrays, and we are going to initialize them in this format so that you can understand it better. So the first column, for us to get it, the first one is 00, which is equal to 1. And we see 1, 0, 1, you can see it is equal to 2. 1, 0 is equal to 3. Then 1, 1 is equal to what? 4. So by working it out like this, it will help you to solve other questions. So we'll get back to this. So that means our number one, this answer to this question. So what would this value now be? You see now, from the initialization of the element, you will see that this 1, 1 is the second row in the second column. The second row, the second row in the second column. So if this is If it's in a in a vertical form, for example, you will see it such a way that, for example, let me do it like this. Okay, so let me do it, break it this way. You see that it is the second row and the second column, which is this second row, which is this row, second row, and this is the second column, right? That's where the answer is. So you can see it here. So let's go back to our equation and you can see it. So as you can see, okay, you can see. So that is it. So then the next question says, um, in which, okay, second question says that in this following code, what is the value of this? You know, we have already worked it out before. You just go back and see it. So 3, 1 should be what? 3, 1 element. You can see it. You can see it. This is it, the initialization. You can see it. So is what? You can see it. Then um, the other question says, the other question says, in which in this following code also, what is this 0 and 3? Okay, in our initialization, what did you see? You can see there that in our initialization, when the rule is 3, this one is 3, this one is 0. What happened? You can see the value is what? 7. Okay, now let's go down again to the next question. Okay, so I think let's just finish it from here all through. So you can see the answer. This one will be what? This one will be 8. Then this other question. Okay, I think it's the same question. We just use it to answer all of them. So this guy here is 0, 0. What will be the equation you see? So then they are both stored inside a pointer to an integer is what? Is an address where int is stored. So it's an address where an integer is stored. So what is stored inside a pointer to an integer is the address of that pointer stored inside an integer. So from the explanation here, you can see, so it is a pointer to a pointer to another to an integer stored the memory word address of another pointer to an integer. So it stored the memory address of this pointer of another pointer to an integer. So therefore, this guy will store memory address where this guy stores the memory address of another pointer inside an integer. Okay, that's why this guy, if you see the answer here, this guy said an address where an address is stored, which is wrong. So it will be a memory address where an int is stored. That is the correct answer. Okay, the next question will now say number 6 question. Let's bring it up. So what is p? What is p? What is p? What is the size of p in this equation? Okay, the size of p in that equation is that, uh, excuse me, is that the size of p is in the code is the size of a pointer, which depend on the architecture of the machine, just like we said in the beginning. So it depends on the kind of machine your system is running on. My system is running on 64 bits. So if my system is running on 64 bits, so likely my answer is going to be 8 bytes, right? So if your machine is running on 32 bits, your answer is going to be a 4 bytes. So P is the double pointer. Remember that it's a double pointer to int, which means that which means that it's a pointer to a pointer to an int. So a pointer to a pointer to an int. So one step, two steps before you get the int. So that means that because my own device is 64 bytes, so I will pick the 8, this this answer, right? So the same thing applies here. So P is still the same thing. P has not changed. So they are all depend on your device. Okay. Then this also this other side here, P is what? P is here. P does not depend on the machine. P is coming. Let me go there. See there, see you can see P is a pointer to an integer, okay, which means that it stored the memory of that integer and an integer variable. So that means that an integer, the value for the value for that the size of that integer, an integer is what? Is four what? Is four byte. So our answer will be 4 bytes. So because the P is an integer, okay? Because P is an integer, okay? So I just let me see that's the answer. So let's check and see what. Oh, I must have done something wrong somewhere. So just hold on, please. Let me quickly check if I've scrolled down and mistakenly moved my. Okay. This is correct. Yes. This is one. This is seven. This is eight. This is four. Yes. An address where an address is stored. Okay. So that is it. So so that means this question here, let me see. This question here, I mistake this answer for this guy. Okay, so pointer in a pointer is an address where an address is stored. Okay, so just drop a comment. We'll do the tags and we'll explain the tags later. Please like and subscribe to this channel so that you have more fresh content.